Hey guys, Break here. Welcome back to the next episode in the Professions series. Today we are going to be talking about leatherworking. In this video we will be talking about the three aspects of leatherworking. That is the Legion gear, the old transmog gear and other items, and then the Legion shuffle with leatherworking. But first off, should you be having this on your main or on your alt? Well, once you've learnt leatherworking, to get the rank 2s, you just talk to the vendor next to the trainer once you've done all the quests, as with all Legion professions. But to get the rank 3s, there are a number of things you need to do, usually exalted with different factions, but also do some dungeons, heroic archway, the withered army training, that kind of thing. The same with the mail gear, RBG win, another heroic dungeon. So you're going to have a better time with the rank 3s if it's on your main, but you don't need too many bloods for leatherworking. I mean, some gear requires 2 bloods or 3 bloods, other requires no bloods, so it's kind of up to you. I don't have it on my main, and I usually have enough bloods if you do all the world quests, but either way you're going to have a good time. Just if you want the rank 3s, you're going to have to do some farming for them. But whether you're using this on your main or your alt, leatherworking is a really good profession. I think one of the best in Legion. Why? Well, there's so many classes that use the gear. Obviously, leatherworking is not just leather gear, it's also mail gear. So there are so many classes you can cover, including the new Demon Hunter class. As well as that, because there are so many classes, any stats that you get on your crafted gear is probably going to be useful to one of those specs, because there's so many specs that use leather or mail. So in general, all your gear is going to sell, and it's all going to sell pretty well. Along with blacksmithing, leatherworking was my best profession at the start of Legion. I was crafting so much gear, selling it all off. People were buying it for crazy amounts. I was buying the leather pretty cheap, because leather's always cheap. And yeah, it was a great time. And with every new patch, this happens again and again. And even when it's not a new patch, it's easier than ever to level an alt in Legion. So people are always leveling new characters. They are always wanting to get them raid ready. And the best way to do that is to buy Obliterum and buy crafted gear with good stats. And then you get 900 item level gear with good stats. And that'll get you right into the mix for doing some normal and heroic raids. So first up, the Legion crafted gear. Have a look at TSM, have a look at the profits I'm making for each of these. 9k, these foot pads, they cost me 600 gold to make, they sell for 10k on my server, and they actually do sell. What else have we got? Gloves. They cost me 1k to make, sell for over 4k. And if you look at the sale rate for each of these, 0.2, 0.25, 0.25, 0.25, 0.23, they sell really well. They're easy to make, they're cheap to make, and you're going to make a really nice profit. The same goes with the mail gear. Storm Scale's a bit more expensive to make, but not really, and it still goes for really nice profits. The boots are selling really well at the moment, don't know why, but there you go. The shoulders, some of them require bloods, like I say, but not too many bloods, and not all of them require bloods, so it's just a brilliant profession. The slightly worse gear, again, really cheap, but again, still sells and still sells for reasonable profits, so always have a couple of them up and always have loads of the great gear up, because that's going to be your main money maker. Next, we'll look at the other things you can make with leatherworking. So Drums of the Mountain is a relatively new thing to make with leatherworking. I've only got rank 1, so I'm actually not making a profit at the moment on my server, but generally these sell so well. Mythic dungeons, people need them because you often don't have a bloodlust, and if you can get rank 3 of these, you're going to make a nice profit from them. Same with the Stonehide leather barding. Look at the sale rate on those, 0.59. They are very popular, and there aren't that many on the auction house usually, because not many people realise that they're useful, but people do buy these, and again, they're a nice way to make a bit of profit. Then there's a couple of toys, leather pet bed, and there's some others which I don't actually have, but you can look them up and go unlock those recipes because toys and pets etc. always sell. In terms of the older gear to use for transmog, it's not quite as good as blacksmithing in terms of the cool weapons and the really unique appearances you can make and sell. But even so, some of these do sell well, especially the legs. Where are they? Here they are. Blue dragon scale legs. Okay, you're not going to make as much profit as it says there, obviously, but you are going to make a nice profit on some of these if you can get the mats, because some of them do look pretty cool. Again, not the belts, I think they look weird, but some of the gloves look cool as well. And the Nerubian gloves, okay, they look weird. Mistied gloves. But yeah, some of these do sell. They do have a 0.02. It's better than most transmog items, which are 0.01. So obviously these do sell. It's just got to find the right buyers, or the right market anyway. Just craft a few, leave them up on the auction house, and eventually they'll sell and you'll get a nice bit of side income along with your main sellers, obviously, which are the Legion pieces of gear. Last up, we have the Leatherworking Shuffle. Now you can shuffle both with Storm Scale and with Stonehide Leather. The Stonehide Leather is usually the better shuffle because it's cheaper and it usually gives you around the same sorts of materials. Now, as with all Legion gear, you can obliterate it in the forge and get obliterum, which again can be quite profitable. I wouldn't say it's the best way of using leather gear. I would say a better way is to disenchant the bindings. There we go. I have rank 2 bindings. You just got to do Dark Heart Thicket on, is it on normal? Looks like it's on just on normal mode to get the rank 3 of these bindings, and they are going to cost hardly any materials and they generally disenchant for a really nice profit. Obviously it's up to your server whether this will work or not, but a great little shuffle is turning the cheap leather into the bindings, disenchanting the bindings, and using the different materials you get there on your enchanter to make enchants or to sell straight on the auction house, etc. It's a great little way to make profit if you've got nothing else to do. Obviously it does take a bit of time, but for those of you interested, there is a decent shuffle with leatherworking. But that's about it, guys. As you can see, I hardly have any rank 3s. On this guy, it's my ult, I hardly ever play. I just craft on him. But even so, I make huge profits from leatherworking. It's really, really good Legion profession, and it has continued to be throughout the expansion. So I do suggest you getting this on at least one of your characters if you can. Great little profession, but thanks very much for watching, and until next time, guys, see ya.